As I've just hit 200 subscribers, I thought I'd celebrate with a new camera.
I'm missing you.
Sci-Fi Drama Archive was written and directed by Gavin Rothery, yet another directorial debut review on this channel. And it stars Theo James, Stacy Martin, Rhona Mitra and Toby Jones. In 2038, George Almore is working on groundbreaking human-like AI. His latest work is a secretive experiment restoring the saved consciousness of his deceased wife. Welcome back to the channel, my name's Peter and this is my movie review of Archive. And as I said in the opening, I've just hit 200 subscriptions on the channel and I was absolutely overjoyed to hit this milestone. Once again, a massive thank you to all those subscribers and anyone who supported the channel in any way. So Archive has been on my watch list for some time now. I quite like these introspective sci-fi dramas and have recently enjoyed the bigger Ex Machina and the smaller budget The Machine and I Am Mother. Thankfully, Archive tries to do its own thing for the most part. Sadly, there are a plethora of issues I had with this film, some minor and forgivable, some major and very problematic. But let's start with the good stuff. The production design, sets and practical effects are all very impressive and totally convincing. The base where George is stationed has that industrial, slightly futuristic vibe. It looks like something which could actually exist in 20 years or so. The robots which George builds are great to look at and have a very likeable personality thanks to Stacy Martin's voice work. You could argue quite convincingly, I would say, that the robot J2 is the most interesting character in this film and has the most rewarding and best realised character arc. Archive tells a decent story. It has issues, much more on that later, but at a basic level, the story and the themes it deals with, such as grief and loss, and the differences between AI and the human consciousness, give you something to think about. Finally, there are a couple of really great standout shots and sequences. One, a montage which looks like it could be the opening credit sequence to a new series of Westworld. The other, a close-up tracking shot of a circuit board, which brings to mind the famous tracking shot of the Star Destroyer from A New Hope's opening. If you've seen Archive, what did you make of it? And without spoilers, what did you think of that ending? Let me know in the comments below. So now the channel is on its way to 300 subs, so if you're enjoying this video, please click on that subscribe button. And if you like this video, please like this video. Also, if sci-fi is your thing, I have plenty more sci-fi reviews on the channel and you can see them via this playlist. But of course, finish watching this video first. Back to Archive and what I didn't like. Archive feels a little like it could have been an episode of Black Mirror. It almost feels like a lot of the themes dealt with in this film have already been covered by that TV series. And I said that Archive had a good story, but I do feel it's quite familiar. Acting, unfortunately, is not one of Archive's strongest components. Theo James as George gives quite a plain performance. The whole story is based on the pain and loss he feels for his wife, yet I didn't feel that pain in the performance at all. Stacy Martin does a great job voicing the robot J2, but somehow feels more robotic as a human. Rhona Mitra is super hammy, as is another bad guy who turns up for about 5 minutes fairly pointlessly. And Toby Jones is absolutely wasted in a very minor role. It feels like he was thrown in just for that little bit of star quality. So there are three major issues I had with this film. Firstly, the plot is delivered extremely laboriously. It feels as if the film thinks it's surprising you at every turn with its little plot reveals, but at the same time it hints at everything so heavily before those reveals that they all seemed blatant to me. Almost like someone telling you what they've got for your birthday and then yelling, "Surprise!" when you open the present. And back to the Black Mirror comparisons, it does feel like an hour's worth of plot stretched across 1 hour 40. The second major issue I had with Archive is that the whole film's based on the strength and the love of the main relationship, yet when you see them together, they kind of just feel like friends. I didn't feel convinced at all that this was the incredibly strong relationship that was needed to fully buy into the emotion of Archive. Add to that the flat performances and it became difficult to attach to Archive on an emotional level. And again, the only character I really felt something for was the robot. Finally, without giving anything away, the ending absolutely kills this film. It's the kind of ending where you go, wait, hang on. I would say Archive has zero rewatchability because of this ending, and again it has a definite Black Mirror vibe, but it logically makes the film crumble away the more you think about it. So in summary, Archive certainly looks the part with great sets and practical effects. It tells a really interesting, if slightly familiar story which poses a lot of thought-provoking questions. Unfortunately, its laborious pacing, flat and unconvincing performances, and an awful ending which thinks it's clever but is anything but, sours a lot of the good work it sets up early on. My score for Archive is 5 out of 10. Thanks for watching.
Game over, man. It's game over.